So UFC 229 is finally here, and I cannot wait. As a huge UFC fan, I've been waiting for this for at least a year, and the time's finally here. No pullouts yet. Cross my fingers there. But man, I just can't wait for this. So when it was first announced, I was like, this is Khabib's fight all the way. I've been watching him very closely, and he's just Conor's kryptonite. He's wrestling base. He just mauls people on the ground. Where Conor, it's fair to say that he's Khabib's kryptonite. Khabib's stand-up is very, very elementary. He's gotten tagged by Michael Johnson before, and if that was Conor, he would have just knocked his ass out. I mean, no. I think. So UFC 229 finally here. Been waiting for this for at least a year. Khabib, Conor, two of my favorite fighters. I think I like Khabib a little bit more as just a fanboy. I like more of the humble fighter, sort of like Fedor. But I like Conor too. I kind of respect what he brings to the table, his skill sets. He brings excitement, no doubt in my mind. But man, I just don't know who to pick. It's such a coin toss on this. When it was first announced, I was like, this is Khabib's fight all the way. He just mauls people on the ground. And that's just Conor's kryptonite. He's gotten mauled by Chad Mendes before. I mean, he won that fight, but the first round and a half, it was not looking too well. And if that was Khabib, he would have been done for. But see, on the other hand, you could say the same thing about the Michael Johnson fight with Khabib. He got tagged a few times in that fight, and if that was Conor, his ass probably would have got knocked out. So, man, at first I was like, all Khabib. And then I got thinking, well, look at the resumes. Who's Khabib actually fought? Raging Al was his last fight. He beat Michael Johnson. He beat Barbosa. But then outside of that, I mean, not really very much talent there. But man, Conor's resume, the last 10 fights, just freaking death row. You got Holloway, you got Aldo, you got Mendez, you got, some of those other guys, Diaz. He lost one of the fights, but he's beaten Diaz at 170. Just crazy resume. And so I was thinking, it's like, I mean, Khabib's never really fought a top three guy. So what's going to happen when he, uses his very elementary stand-up against a guy like Conor, who is arguably the best striker in the 145 and 155 division? His ass is probably going to get lit up. And, obviously the fight starts on the feet. And Conor's takedown defense is questionable, but I mean, you got to think in those 2 years off, that's probably all he was training is just takedown defense, knowing that he's going to eventually have to fight Khabib. So the more and more I thought about it, I was leaning towards Khabib, and then now I'm slowly starting to slide towards Conor. The resume's there, his skill set's there. Yeah, he's going to get taken down. He may get mauled a little bit, but I think eventually, he's just going to catch him, catch Khabib and just put him to sleep. Now, it could definitely go the other way, too. Khabib could just literally take him down the first round, maul him, TKO him literally in 45 seconds, Or it could be a boring fight where they just respect each other too much. Kind of like the Ngannou-Derek Lewis fight where they literally respected each other so much that literally they threw 3 punches the whole fight. So this is going to be a good one. It's going to be tomorrow night, starting at 10. There's actually a lot of good fights on the card. Pettis and Ferguson's also going to be a great fight. So I actually put money on this fight. Well, I actually did a parlay between Pettis and Conor. Huge payout there. Unlikely going to happen, but, I'm just going to throw some money at it, see what happens. But my pick for the main event is I'm going to go with Conor knockout second round. Like I was saying, I just think he's going to catch him when Khabib comes in with his elementary boxing and stand-up. And Conor's going to put him to sleep. I guess we'll see what happens. See ya.